All right, guys. Welcome to Lolz. Boy, have we come a long way from talking about League of Legends to doing a fight companion show for UFC. I mean, that just shows the kind of range we have here at Lolz. And we are bringing back our only ever two-time guest, much less one-time guest. It is Awesemo, Alex Baker, who I believe I see sipping a margarita that even has the salt-lined rim. Alex, how are we doing tonight?
Life is good, man. Even though we can't go out to the bars, what's to stop us from making some cocktails with a nice little cocktail kit from your local restaurant?
There you go. And of course, we have my co-host, Brick75. Brick, do you have a bevy going?
I don't. I ran out this weekend.
Wow, you need to get on Drizzly right now, man.
I should have done that earlier.
I mean, did you have an epic bender? Like you didn't plan ahead because
yeah, blacked out for 3 days straight. I had a euchre online euchre tournament with some old friends.
Oh yeah, how did that go?
I think I did pretty good. Now I can't really remember.
Was it friendly or was there any skin?
No cash, just friendly. They weren't gamblers.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Alex, are you maxed out on all these slates for this MMA card?
MMA, that's like behind us. I already am building my NASCAR lineups for Sunday here.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. So is iRacing done?
It's only done in DFS format, but I'll race up with you anytime.
They might do a slate. You never know. They might throw one on there.
How did Awesemo? You guys did your happy hours where you were playing League of Legends. How did you guys never get a little iRacing stream going? I want to see you guys all with your rigs.
I actually proposed the idea, but it's like, yeah, I didn't know if I wanted to buy a steering wheel for $400 for one show.
That seems like exactly what you would want to do.
That's true. Yeah. The problem is the research we do playing Lolz, that'll last a long time, but iRacing DFS is over now. So
that's true.
Yeah, gotta think to the future here.
I do want to say you were doing the Lord's work, updating those projections 10 minutes before lock. So all of us fellow iRacing heads, thank you for your service.
That's right. Yeah.
Definitely.
Got those starting positions in there.
I know it was, man, that was some crazy times. I mean, it was like the Wild West of NASCAR, where like no one knew who was starting where, and they like said stuff that was totally like factually incorrect leading up to the races and stuff. So wild times.
Alex, your accountant has logged in the chat, says you can write off your iRacing rig purchase on your taxes. Just letting you know.
All right, I'm like, buy now.
All right, Brian, who do you need in this fight? We're queued up here.
I think I have more Morales.
So do I. It looks like Morales is my highest owned fighter on the slate. How about you, Alex?
Dude, you guys played fighters from this? Like, they're not even fighting; they're just dancing.
It kind of reminds play anybody.
Nah, I mean, I did, but you gotta.
I can look you up.
The problem is, like, man, everyone on this slate's just dancing around. Although the first two fights, they've been pretty good so far.
Yeah, couple knockouts.
You know what dancing around reminds me of? One Mr. Awesemo's training video in a very dimly lit Chicago boxing gym, I recall seeing.
Yeah, I mean, that was nothing compared to your tout video that you just put out on TikTok today, man. So I gotta turn this back on you. How do you do TikTok? Because some of us older folks out here, we don't understand that.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely, I don't want to say you have to be young to be good at TikTok, but you have to be young in spirit. And it is, they're tricky waters to navigate. You're playing to an audience largely of 16-year-old girls. So you have to think, what kind of content do they want? And I decided those girls would love a fantasy football podcast music joke. I thought that would really play to them. But yeah, I actually been on TikTok. I've been observing what's going on over there. And there is a lot of girls in midriff and yoga pants doing shuffles to electronic songs, but there's some diamonds in the rough over there, Alex. I think Awesemo would play well on TikTok. I think you got to take the plunge.
All right. Well, I'm going to check out these midriff videos while you guys break down the slate here.
I can't believe you didn't. I teed you up to say, man, the only rift I care about is League of Legends.
I got to throw a plug out. If you aren't following P Overzet on TikTok, what are you even doing, bro?
Seriously. I think I'm up to, you would think having a smash video on Twitter TikTok would help your actual TikTok, but I believe I'm only up to 74 followers on actual TikTok. It's pretty sad.
Well, now you got 75. I'm going to follow you.
Wow.
You have a TikTok account, huh, Alex? All right.
Yeah, I mean, you got to check out those midriff chicks, right?
They're throwing some haymakers in this fight.
There's some like kicks to the face like going in on here.
Yeah. Morales.
Now,
shit.
Do you guys do you see because I appreciate more boxing. I like when the fights stay on the feet. Do you guys enjoy that, or do you have an appreciation for grappling and wrestling?
Yeah, I would much rather have it stay on the feet, but it can be interesting when they go to the mat. The old UFC, they had problems where it would just like constantly go to the mat. You remember that back in the day? And then they started implementing rules to kind of keep them on their feet a little bit more. And yeah.
I know you guys know this, but DraftKings used to totally like not give any points to fighters that grappled. Being DFS MMA experts for several years now, like 3 years ago, they changed it. Now, like the grappling actually racks up a bunch of points.
Oh,
so
yeah.
your appreciation for it has, been directly relational to the scoring system rewarding it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you gotta admire the dudes who can give a nice takedown defense now that FanDuel is incorporating that.
It's true. It's true. What do we have to do to get DraftKings to add a captain slot and FanDuel to actually make the captain's salary be a premium?
I think we got to start our own site.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't switch that. FanDuel should have switched the salaries so that the MVP is a different salary than the counter same player, but non-MVP, and DraftKings should have added a captain to MMA. I don't know why they didn't when they had this downtime.
Who's your highest owned guy tonight, Awesemo?
It was Ike Villanueva in the very first fight. I had 60%.
No,
I don't believe you.
No, I'm serious.
Oh no!
Yeah,
that's why that's moved on to NASCAR.
I know. Yeah, I'm turning up right now. I don't even want to watch the rest of these fights.
I don't believe you.
Him too.
No, I'm dead serious. Like it depends on which tournament, because I didn't play him as much in like the smaller field tournaments, but in the 40,000 person tournament, I was all over him.
All
yeah,
right.
I am 33% in the 40,000 person.
Nice.
Everyone at home, pour one out for Awesemo's mass multi-entry tournaments tonight. The poor guy can't catch a break.
I know everyone out there is feeling sorry for me right now.
You have to have upsets though in MMA. There's just not enough fights to choose from. So like you need to go contrarian, like you got to pick some guys who are dogs and then hope they pull it out. So like if you have a night of all chalk, there's just going to be a million people tied for first. And anyone who plays a little contrarian style, you're going to probably lose.
Yeah.
But I see people, I'm pretty sure I've seen them in both of your mentions that are like, it doesn't matter if you split with 100 people. If you got the optimal, you got the optimal.
It's true. I mean, like,
why wouldn't you want the best lineup, Brian?
It's like, if you tie for first, you did better than anyone else in that tournament.
I mean, if you tied for first and only did one entry, yes. If you tied for first and did 150 entries in a League of Legends 2 gamer, you might lose money, as I've done before. So,
also, are you running any of the same lineups twice?
I am in the late slate because there were only 7 fights. I mean, it was a tough choice because with that number of fights, you can pretty much guarantee first place if you play just 150 smart lineups. But I was like, I don't want just first. I want to win money and get first. So
the train gang.
That's I decided to just not play it.
Well, dude, like you gotta try harder to get this MMA leaderboard points on Roto-Grinders, man.
Right. I probably should have thrown something in there.
All right, who do we got in the chat? We got D. Kiefer. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. We got Carlos Soto. We got Wes Bearden. We got Jake Hari. We got Jacob. What's up, guys? If you're just tuning in, this is Alex Awesemo. Ask him anything. He said he will answer literally any question about his personal life, anything along those lines. He's an open book tonight, he said. So excited to pass along and really get to know the man behind the curtain.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell everyone exactly who I'm playing in MMA tonight too, if they need some picks.
Yeah. You didn't hear they added late swap now for the DraftKings product.
He lost with Villanova anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You admit you pivots to all underdogs?
Oh. Well, when you get to level 90 in DraftKings, you can actually do the super late swap where you can take someone who already has started playing and change them.
There you go. That would be absolutely wild if like the sites had this like get out of jail free card where you could just drop a guy.
What do you guys think about in golf, just having a sub? So like if your guy gets scratched after the first tee time, then you just get whoever gets replaced for him.
I like that. I mean, sports too. That's kind of what I wanted for League of Legends with those things where it's like, you know, no offense, Viper and Solo, but I'm just rooting for the top position. I don't really give a fuck which one of you it is. So like, why can't it just be FlyQuest top?
Dude, Solo carried them all the way to the semifinalists in the LCS championship. That guy, he made a difference.
Well, here's a question. You guys both do projections. Do you project that position? Are you projecting the position or are you projecting the player? Or does it matter? Viper Solo would have the same projection for you.
I think you project the position because it's like all about the game plan, and they're not going to completely change their game plan based on like one guy being different. So that's my take, at least.
Yeah, mine's a combination of position, player, and odds. Vegas odds. So
yeah. Look at what a bunch of cucks we are. We're doing a UFC fight companion stream talking about League of Legends top laners.
But it's true. Oh no, come on, get them back on it.
I mean, dude, this fight is pretty good, but
yeah.
I mean, I've seen a lot of League of Legends matches that were a lot better, to be honest.
What's wrong with his leg?
Ooh. I will say that's the thing about watching MMA that blows my mind because I don't pay attention to it really until the announcer pointed. He's like, wow, his leg's really taking a beating. And next thing you know, and the guy's leg is like enlarged to a tree trunk and swelling. You're like, how the hell did that happen?
I didn't know UFC was so violent.
I just thought they were just, politely sparring.
I mean, this is the kind of sport that I wish they offered in my high school because I would have loved beating the shit out of someone.
What clubs did you belong to in high school? Awesemo, were you in DECA?
Well, I got banned from mock trial, but
seriously?
I did, yeah.
What is mock trial? Did you do a mock trial like a lawyer?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I never actually competed because I was an alternate. And people who made the team were lifetime first teamers, so there wasn't even a possibility of me making the team, and they still banned me. So
no, you can't gloss over this. How did you get banned?
All right, so at one of the tournaments, I said my birthstone was crack rock, and I thought that was really funny.
Really? That was it?
Cannibal, huh?
That wasn't it, but that was one piece of the grievances cited by the instructor.
Wow. Were you kind of a thorn in teachers' sides? Was that your MO in high school?
I was a little bit of a no filter kind of guy, where I would just say anything, and I learned that isn't always optimal speech construction strategy.
Wait, so you basically lived your life like Katie Bell was asking you what's on your mind.
Yeah, I mean, what I was saying on a regular basis was pretty similar to the replies she gets when she posts that.
You're saying you were a toxic individual in high school?
No, I was just like, I was trying to make it with these chicks. I was like, you're on my mind.
Did you go to private school?
Yo, what kind of guy do you take me for, man?
A guy who would sign up for the mock trial. Did you? I never even heard of mock trial before.
Really?
I went to public school though. I mean, it's entirely possible that I just wasn't paying attention and they did have it, but I've never heard of that before.
I would say mock trial is a pretty basic staple of high schools.
Okay. Yeah, they don't teach us about rights in the Illinois suburbs.
Someone in the chat also is stereotyping you as a chess guy, Alex.
I like chess, but I never got good. I peaked in like 6th grade at an 800 ELO, so you could say I'm a novice. How about
the fact
you
that you even know what your ELO was says you were a chess
guy? Yeah, I mean, I wish we were competing over chess instead of DFS, because then it would really be about who's the best, and there wouldn't be any luck involved.
They should have done what was that, the Magnus Carlsen Invitational thing they did? I mean, couldn't you have had DFS for that, just like they do for MMA or any other head-to-head sports?
What is the Magnus Carlsen Invitational? I'm confused.
It was just this speed chess thing that they just had, where he basically, I guess the way the chess tournaments are currently constructed, some of the top flight players don't feel that it actually rewards the highest skill guys. And so Magnus Carlsen is, the top guy. And so he created a format that I believe more skewed towards speed chess or bullet chess or whatever. And then he hosted his own tournament, and it went down like right as coronavirus stuff was exploding. But I think there were all these head-to-head matches, and they were streaming them and stuff online. So I think, DFS chess would have been pretty lit.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, I mean, dude, Magnus Carlsen would have to be like 15K. That guy's a monster.
Yeah. I want to say there was a guy that upset him. I don't know in the whole thing, at least in one of the matches. He's an up-and-coming kid in the US.
Chess is for nerds. I'm into UFC, so.
Yeah, Brian, how are you feeling about this fight? Is Morales, are we going to get a knockout, or is this going to decision?
I think this is going to decision, and I don't know who's winning, although I haven't been able to watch every second of it. But, man, these guys are taking a beating from each other. Looks pretty painful.
This guy Morales, he's bleeding from the face, so you got to think the decision makers will take that into account, right?
They're both bleeding from the face. Yeah.
Benitez knows he's won. He just kind of gave out off a chuckle. You guys are going to see it in a second on the bootleg.
Wow. Did you just give a chuckle spoiler?
Is the fight over already for you?
It's at 20 seconds left for me.
Wait, you're ahead of me then. I'm at 20 now.
Oh, wow.
That's what you get for
chuckle this, bud.
What the heck? It says live.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're live, all right.
Ooh, this is a pretty vicious ending.
Yeah, he's trying for the knockout, and then he didn't get it. Darn it.
So who do we think won that?
Well, either way, I don't think there's going to be enough points for Morales to get in the top lineup. If he gets the decision, what's that, 30 points? I mean, there was a lot of strikes, but Oy.
See, the beauty of just not sweating your lineups and really even knowing who's in them is you don't really get upset when things happen. You know, you can just kind of enjoy it, and then you just check it at the end and you're like, oh wow, I really needed that knockout. That would have been
nice. He had 32 strikes through 2 rounds. That's not that great.
Yo, did you guys notice this guy has Chris Randone's tattoo?
What?
I didn't even know Chris Randone had such a distinguishable tattoo to recognize it on another individual.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he was doing this this Instagram live, and Nina, my girl, she turned it on, and he was like in bed talking to his buddy, like all the Bachelor girls fans were probably like going nuts.
Did you ask your girlfriend like in what capacity or mental frame she was watching this video? Was this out of pure curiosity? Was it a thirst trap? I mean, what were we talking about here?
Yeah, I think thirst trap. I mean, that's why people follow these Bachelor stars.
That's why I follow them. Which guy? They both have tattoos. Oh, that is one nasty leg wound. Oh God.
That is oh my God. That's like
what are you guys
2.5 inch gap. Hey,
maybe
the future's crazy, Awesemo.
Up in a minute.
I'm watching this like Liberty Mutual commercial with like this guy with a giant sub.
Are you watching our stream or ESPN Plus?
ESPN Plus.
Oh wow. You need to call up Disney and get your money back.
Yeah, I mean it's like the League of Legends on ESPN, man. They're like cutting the commercial like right in the middle of the stream. The dudes like calling it. We're like, all right, if you're watching on ESPN, like catch you later. For everyone else, we're gonna keep giving the analysis.
Morales by decision. Sorry to spoil that for you, Alex.
So what do you guys think of MMA DFS? Like, do you think it works? Like, or is MMA just not a great sport to do fantasy for?
Like which angle? Like profit, making money off of it, watching it for fun, or just the mechanics of it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like it's kind of a broad question, but it's like pretty entertaining and fun to play. But there's like certain things that are like incredibly tilting, like the subjectivity of it. It's like Anthony Davis getting 5 blocks at home games. It's like you never know like who's gonna call what.
That's a good point. That part does suck. Yeah, maybe I wonder if they could do something with that. I think that not having a captain is a mistake. So that's and I think the mechanics work pretty good, like the actual points per whatever, that they give, takedown, reversal, strike. That seems to balance pretty nicely, I think.
Yeah.
And then the sweat was pretty fun, I think. Me and Peter were talking about this months ago, like watching, because like even though you don't know what's happening next, like I got 43% of Morales. I need him to beat the shit out of this guy or I'm going to lose a bunch of money. It's pretty cool, like I think it's a pretty fun sweat compared to I think it's more fun than a bunch of the DFS sports. It's not as fun as watching on your phone, like the DK app or your whatever, the DK Live. It's not as fun doing that because you never know till the end. But for the actual live sweat, I like it.
Yeah, and it does seem like it could withstand basically, I think the heavy dupes on these smaller cards make it less enjoyable. Like if DK, I know they never do this, but like if they had combined Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday into one monster slate, like how fun would that have been?
Dude, that would be so epic.
You could have like a $2 million prize pool up top or whatever.
It's not far off from golf either. Golf goes Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah.
What's that sweat, man? That'd be incredible. It's like you're winning $1 million going into the second night.
Oh.
Because there wouldn't be any dupes, really.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, Carlos says it. We need the captain plus the assistant to the regional captain. which obviously that just seems like a no-brainer.
I don't get it.
Even in it, they knew they needed it for League of Legends just because the correlations were so high and everyone was going to run 4-3s and whatnot. But with MMA, like you add that, and the fact that there's no other correlations between, you know, your roster, like that would add, I mean, you guys can do the math for me. I mean, how many more combinations would that add with just a single captain?
Well, the thing is, it adds a lot of like useless combinations to some extent, because it's like you got to get these 5-rounders if they happen. Yeah. So it gives like, it creates this dynamic where it's like unequal for the different fighters. And that's like one thing about MMA DFS that I don't love, is that like it's the different game lengths where like there could be two fights that are 5 rounds, and it's just like the chance of them being the fights of the night is so much higher because of that.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird though, because like if you adjusted the scoring for 5 fighters instead of 3 fighters, like what happens when your 5 fighter knocks the guy out in the first round? He gets less points. Like that doesn't seem fair.
I don't think, I think you would only do it if it went like 4 or 5 rounds, but like people like hate the game length adjustment to begin with. So.
Right. You know, that's what I was thinking about, why they don't do assistant to the regional captain and change salaries, because people are like, what is this? This is too confusing. Like, even remember when Showdown first came out, people were kind of confused by the captain when it first came out. There was a lot of complaints.
Yeah, and you gotta respect that, like the sites, they're trying to cater to like the non-experts, not the guys like us. So,
but I don't get it though. Like if you're hand building, I mean, you understand how that works, and you see the salary constraints in real time as you make it. And if you're using an optimizer, the optimizer is doing the math for you. So I don't like understand why that's so conceptually hard to understand.
Yeah.
But the thing, Alex, with the catering to recreational players, what about the League of Legends slate where you tie so much you actually take first and lose money? Like that's going to piss off. That might piss a recreational player. Not that that recreational player is going to play 150 lineups, but theoretically, like they might never come back if they take first and lose money.
Well, you know? If they're not entering, or I mean, if they're entering 150, like they're probably not that recreational, right?
I know, but you know what I'm saying? Like when they give so many dupes, it could discourage. Like, you know, like it's like, oh my God, I finally got first. And it's like, you know, $1,000 for $100,000 first place prize. Like you can get, you could piss off recreational. My argument here is you could piss off recreational players the same by having too many dupes.
Definitely pisses us off.
yeah, it does.
And honestly, I think the dupes piss off the regulars and high volume players way more than it does, because aren't those the guys that are in your mentions being like, hey, I had the optimal lineup. Like, sure, I'd like more money, but I got first. I had the best lineup. Like people still enjoy that feeling.
Yo, Brian, next time we both tie for first, I'll flip you for it.
Yeah. I would totally do it. But
you guys got to do that. We'll get it live. We'll all get a randomizer on Periscope. I'll be the referee, and we'll randomize. You guys can settle off air.
All right, Peter, I'll give you your cut later.
Yeah, that would be like the biggest thing of you guys just both under the table trying to pay me off. I'm like, Brian, it's $40K now to get.
That'd be like some Ozark shit.
It was only 5,000 the first. I still like that idea. Voluntary randomization of first through whatever, whoever wants to get in it. And then you
triggered so many people with that idea.
I mean,
I knew it would.
Okay, so there's a troll. I wasn't sure because like it's not like a ridiculous idea because
he wasn't trolling, Alex, but that people thought he was. That reaction was as if he was trolling. He's serious.
Well, I think that the sites should just arbitrarily decide who gets the money, irrespective of what actually happens in the games.
That's a bridge too far.
This is tough, man, because like in MMA, like you gotta wait so long in between the action. What do you guys usually do?
What do we do with our time? I normally update my projections for NASCAR or whatever is coming up.
Nice.
I refreshed my Outlaw Golf leaderboard to see what's going on.
How's our boy Noah Hoffman doing? Is he out? Has he been on the course since the incident?
Don't you follow your Noah Hoffman tracker?
I need to turn on notifications for Noah Hoffman.
You should. He didn't play this week.
Pete, you gotta tweet at him about he would engage with you.
My goal is to endear myself to at least one member of every Fringe DFS sport we've played during coronavirus.
It's funny because you're watching like these pros, and you'll come up on Twitter and they'll have like 1,500 followers, which is a good amount, but it's these DFS players like know who these people are.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
we're the only ones. We're just like the most dedicated users.
Yeah. Well, that was even what happened. Like when we were talking with Laird, he was just like, he legitimately was like, I had no idea fantasy football was this big of a thing. And obviously fantasy football is the biggest, fantasy sport going. And even he was like, the interest in this is just absolutely absurd. So I can't even imagine what an outlaw golfer thinks of all the interest in how they're doing.
Yeah. That Outlaw Golf Twitter account's got like 3,000 followers now. When the first tournament happened, he had like 180 or something.
Yeah. They did a good job. I mean, their social media strat was great, and they really they got it. They knew their appeal and they leaned into it.
They have good branding, yeah.
And they didn't try to pretend like they were PGA light. They're like, we're like the XFL of golf, and we're gonna embrace that.
So they came out with merch the other day, and I was logging on to order my I was gonna play in the Outlaw Golf tournament, but I got too hungover shirt. But they didn't have it. What's the deal?
Yeah, that would have been a great shirt.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting some Outlaw Golf gear. I'm gonna try to play next Wednesday.
I was surprised you didn't show up with a bandana onto the stream.
One of those Outlaw Golf ones.
Yeah.
They, go up here. I'm not buying that shit.
I've kind of started to exhaust my budget for Fringe sport merch. I think I dropped $100 in the XFL store. Then I bought a KDA is higher than my GPA shirt. Brian got his where my jungler's at. I mean, we can't just we're going to go broke if we keep buying shirts for all these guys.
This virus needs to end.
That's right.
Yo, have you guys picked your KBO team and ordered the merch yet?
To say that I'm a lifelong fan of the Samsung Dinos or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm I realize I do like the bits that I'm really into, but I hate the lifelong fan joke. Like that one is just, it's so tired.
Okay. It is. Yeah, that's true. It is a little played out. I think I've used that, but I think you're right now then.
Well, it started with the XFL, I think, was when it really hit, like lifelong fan of the Battlehawks or whatever.
The problem with it, I think you're right, but the problem is like if you're doing like a layered bit, other people are trying to get in with you.
Yeah.
And so if someone says, lifelong fan, and they're like trying to just be like you and just like go along with your joke, you know what I mean? So then lifelong will spread, and when people are really just joking with each other, so it's hard to determine the difference between the two.
I just want to see just a little more creativity. Like instead of saying I'm a lifelong fan of the Dinos, just say like, I just got a giant Dinos tattoo across my back. Like, just give me like a little bit more. It's just literally the words lifelong fan became so tired.
I got something coming for you, Pete. I just don't have the merch yet to do the joke.
Oh, wow.
So someone on Twitter just asked me, ask Brick where Noah Hoffman is for me. And he's got 12 followers. One of them is Peter Jennings.
What's the guy's name?
It's Adam Cap.
Okay. Peter follows everyone. I mean, he's networked down to the eggs. Like there'll be eggs with it. It's just like Peter, like you never know, we might cross paths.
Well, I saw that he has a tweet about Bitcoin, so of course Peter trying to get any edge he can.
Peter just searches Bitcoin on Twitter and follows anyone who said anything about it. I need another beer. Brian, I'm concerned for you not having any alcohol, man.
Yeah, I should have made the trek, put on the old mask.
Of all the nights to not have the beer, I mean, UFC fight night has got to be one of the best ones. So
yeah, the damn euchre night put me out of commission for a day and a half. So this is my big fade here, Alex. I know you spent all your shares on Villanueva or whatever the hell his name is, but some of us have an interest in this one.
I know, yeah. Like this is that fight where if you're trying to be like next level over the sharps, I mean, Sajara, she's like the biggest favorite of the night and her projection is the highest, but it's a women's fight that doesn't have much knockout chance. So
just looking at it, I'm not liking my odds here. One girl looks like she could tear up the other girl pretty easily. Doesn't seem like they should be in the same class.
Yeah.
Some of the women's mixed martial artists don't look like fighters. Like Roxanne Modafferi, she just like kicked the ass of one of the top fighters though. So you never know, man.
What do you mean? What do you mean by doesn't look like a fighter?
Well, she's like I thought you were saying that about this girl Sarah Moras, but
yeah. She doesn't look like a fighter. Like, I guess she can.
Flesh it out, Brian. Flesh it out.
I was trying to get Alex in trouble, and it turned it right around on me.
Well, she's got the dreadlocks, which is the number one way you can tell if someone is a fighter or not.
Oh, wouldn't you say like 80% of the females have the dreadlocks in UFC?
I guess it's cornrows. My bad, but yeah, it's like everyone with long hair has them, and it's like I guess I'm saying this and I'm watching this fight, and the other girl doesn't have it, so scratch that.
I'm cautiously optimistic just from the first 30 seconds that we're going to see some volume.
Oh no, she's gonna go down.
Yeah, Eubanks looks solid. Canada?
Oh man, I just saw what you saw 5 seconds ago, and that was a good one.
Wow.
Yeah.
How the heck is this stream ahead of ESPN?
You're paying for it.
Yeah. They basically are rewarding us for bootlegging their stream.
Oh, God bless you.
Whoa, yo, Adam Cap is in our chat.
Talking. I just saw that. The Adam Cap, the one that's followed by Pete Jennings. Holy shit. Oh, yeah. Adam. Welcome, dude.
He's making a splash in the DFS scene already.
He really is. We're also, Wes is back. He heard us talking about Bitcoin. Alex, do you own any Bitcoin?
I had like 50 cents that was left over from a poker transaction, and it turned into $32. So you could say I'm a big winner in the Bitcoin market.
That's the extent of your Bitcoin holdings?
Yeah, but I know, Peter, you're like empire maker of Bitcoin, right?
I'm like empire maker in a lot of ways, but yeah, Bitcoin too.
Yeah, I wouldn't say you're like empire.
Why not, Brian?
It's a compliment to you. I love Bitcoin. I've been into it for a while. I like Ether more, actually. I mean, really? I love Bitcoin, but I love the smart contract options in Ether.
Ethereum. Do you play the market, or are you just like a long-time hodler?
Long-time hodler, and the only playing it is buying more when it goes down.
Yo, but you gotta admit, the most fun part about Bitcoin is mining for it.
that does surprise me. Like the one Alex, like we would all be buying it, and then Alex would be like, "Hey," lifts up his laptop and like walks us into a walk-in freezer where he has an entire server room.
Well, Pete, I mean, we're in the presence of the founder of the first physical cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And so I don't even know why you're asking me questions. How does it feel to be the founder of Manscoin?
It is, for Mans, he's been laying low, but it's, it went to his head. Let's just say that. Do you own a Manscoin? I can't remember.
I bought a few of them on the black market, but they're quite scarce. They're difficult to come across.
Wow, yeah.
So the man's coin had its own halving too, just by you not doing it.
Well, the halving was actually the opposite. It would appear as if it were the like quadrupling to where our inventory is actually out of control. So this is my once every 4-month plug. Although people were asking to buy them, like it just coincided with right when coronavirus happened. I was like, dude, I don't know when I'm going to the post office. So I think I lost like 10 sales.
I've never seen a collection of wealth like so concentrated in one place before.
I know. I should actually have it in cold storage.
What's gotten more views? Any man's videos or this TikTok video you did today that got?
Dude, nothing I have ever done has gotten more views than this stupid TikTok video.
You're at 232,000.5.
Are you refreshing it constantly to get that positive feedback?
I'm gonna stay up all night, and yeah. I'll tell him.
So basically, what Brian and I have arranged is when I go to bed, and I'm just gonna stay on the phone with Brian and leave the call going, and he's gonna like whisper the updated view count, just so I can kind of have it even in my dreams.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it could be a 3-way call if you want to get on there and keep me updated too.
Yeah, maybe we should take turns. You're doing your KBO lineups tonight. Maybe you should do it then. And then
Yo, talking about 3-ways, like, wouldn't it be cool to have a 3-way MMA fight?
Oh, I didn't know where you were going with that. Like, this could go so many directions.
I mean, dude, like, it's an octagon. You could have up to 8 people.
You could have 20 in there.
Hey, Brian, Jake Hari in the chat just liquidated his 401k to buy Ethereum because Brick 75's on it. Do you want to offer a disclaimer that you're not a financial advisor?
No. That's the best move he's ever made, right there. Yep. Yeah. You don't need to play hockey anymore, Jake. You're good. Set for life. Like, Ethereum's down.
Oh.
So Morass made it through, or Morass made it through the first round.
That's good news for you, right?
Yeah.
And
the way
not a lot of scoring in that first round, but
if she can take it to the third, that's pretty much it for Eubanks's ownership. I still don't like my odds. I like Jake's odds better on making money on Ethereum.
I'm rooting for Morris just so she can just throw it in your guys' face for saying she didn't look like a fighter.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. That's the upset you want, right?
Yeah. I'm not complaining.
Do you think your film analysis would have compromised your DFS play if you had seen what she looked like before you set your exposures?
Probably. That's a good question.
I was more worried about Ike Villanueva when he came out because, dude, I didn't look up the height and weight and everything. I just looked at the odds, and he's like 40 pounds less than the other dude. Like that, that can't even happen most of the time.
Like that shouldn't be predictive, though, right? If we try to study that, because they're supposed to be the same weight. I guess the reach and height can be different, right?
Well, they were heavyweights, so it was just like up to 265 or something. Yeah, so he was
go that deep, Alex, in your projections? Are you pumping reach into there? And
on Saturday, I will be, because I took a beating at that first fight, man. Like, yeah. So before they even started fighting, they're like, this is going to be his last fight in heavyweight, and then he's going down to 205, and I'm like, oh man, this is bad.
I love that, dude. That's what's been happening to me when I make my lineups, and then you start learning stuff and you're staring at a percentage and you're like, this doesn't sound good. You're like, he's 2 feet taller than this guy. What the hell?
We're getting a lot of NASCAR questions from our boy Wes here.
There's a saying that I've heard that everyone is the same height when they're horizontal. And that has to apply in MMA, right?
Oh man, I feel like I want that on one of those inspirational posters.
Did Did you read that on Side Action?
It also sounds like something you would say in response to a Katie Bell tweet.
It's something you'd say to some like Tinder girl that like thinks you're not tall enough or something. I mean, of course, I haven't been on there.
But no, that does sound.
I think this is.
Wait, is that a UFC line or is that like a pickup line?
It's something like you say to a chick. I don't know. Like,
Okay,
that's calling out. Like
Yeah.
I've followed some of these Tinder threads on Reddit, and they're like half of the Tinder threads on Reddit are dudes complaining about how girls are height shaming them.
Every time you talk about like a random thing you did that isn't DFS related or to your business, I'm just like, when did you have time to be scrolling through Tinder Reddit threads?
He doesn't sleep.
Dude, I've been a Reddit user for a long time, man. I've amassed thousands of karma in my Reddit career.
Yeah. Do you actively post on any threads?
I used to post the memes. My most successful one, it was called Attractive Guy Girl Advice. And it was like, just walk up to her and say hello. Works every time.
Wait. I have so many questions. First of all, was this something you came up with entirely on your own?
Yeah, I mean, I just would post like dozens of memes like a month on Reddit, and like none of them would get upvoted except once in a while. I'd have one that would get like a few thousand.
And were you treating it like, did you like this community of memers, or was it like a game you were trying to see if you could get something to get a lot of votes?
Yeah, I just wanted to prove to everyone that I was funny. That's what it really came down to, and I succeeded.
What the? Are you guys watching this fight?
Yeah, I don't know what would you call this position. This is like the pretzel.
This is the kind of fight I like to watch.
She also like went down to the ground like on purpose or something. Oh damn, she might have her arm. No. Did she like Canadian girls?
Spoilers, man.
Oh, that's right. Disney Premium.
I'm probably even farther behind at this
What
point.
is it? Mine says 45 seconds right now.
I'm at 40. I'm 4 seconds behind you.
Wow. It's really kind of a metaphor.
They might end it. Might end it here. No.
Oh, wow. Oh, those are some vicious strikes.
Yeah, this is not a good round for us here.
I don't know, man. Like,
kind of what I thought.
Oh gosh,
it's gonna happen from the beginning.
She's not giving up, man.
Yeah, she's tough. She just doesn't have the same amount of skill. She keeps going to her back like that. I don't get it.
She's definitely getting a round 3 knockout. The way this is headed.
Round 3 knockout though is not that bad. Hey, Bell, bitch.
Dude. The crazy thing is, like, if it happens in the first few seconds of round 3, that's like the worst possible thing for fantasy.
The first like 3-second knockout.
Yeah.
Why? You still get 90 whatever.
No, I'm saying in round 3, if she comes out and instantly ends it, it's like that's horrible for your lineups with her in it.
You want the last second knockout in round 3 after you racked up the strikes.
You want to get like 40 strikes or plus, and then a last second knockout. Yeah.
Would you say Morris has exceeded or matched or underwhelmed your initial expectations just by look alone?
Well, let's look at the odds, shall we? So
she can't. I just want something from the gut. You got to pull up the spreadsheet.
I gave you my gut take. She was going to get crushed, and it didn't. That's why I don't do the gut stuff.
Sarah Morass looks like a girl that you know in school and have no idea she was like an MMA fighter, like part-time.
Sarah Morass sounds like a meme that Awesemo would write on Reddit. And like some more of that ass.
Oh my God.
Wow. Take the stream down.
Dude, Peter, I hope she goes to your house and kicks your ass right now for that.
She will, man.
Yeah. She's only 135 pounds. He could take her. So this one was this actually, the over under was 2.71-ish. So which was the second highest on the slate, which I did not realize. That's why you got to look at your numbers, Alex.
Wait, the rounds over under?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Vegas. I mean, The chance of a knockout here is pretty low.
Yeah.
The live odd knockout odds are low.
I don't know if you can do like much live betting in this. They have lines.
Oh, I didn't know if that was what you were referencing, the live knockout odds.
Eubanks had a 30% chance of winning inside distance. So
wait, what?
Morass had a 14% chance.
Oh,
so
okay.
like a 44% chance of not going to decision. Which it still might not. So I guess actually it's not surprising that it's surprising. My gut take was wrong. The numbers were right again.
So this is actually a situation that I found pretty intriguing because in round 3, when one fighter wins rounds 1 and 2, they really have no incentive to push the action, right? So do you think we'll see Eubanks just kind of play it cool here?
Yeah, that's a good question, because that first one, did she have that for sure?
Yeah, she's been kicking the ass the whole fight, like completely. Yeah.
It wasn't that bad in the first one, but the second one was a bad one.
Yeah, that might have been a 10-8, as we call it in the industry.
Oh, okay.
That's an interesting point, though, Alex, because it makes sense, but also I feel like there's something so primal about fighting, just the kill or be killed instinct, that I wonder if you could even, I guess for some of them that want to wrestle and take things to the ground, they could just try to go for a bunch of takedowns and delay it. But these two have been just on their feet and they seem to just be willing to exchange. Like, I don't know how Eubanks, with her style of play, if she can take the feet off the gas.
Yeah, and I think one of the interesting things about UFC is they're all marketing themselves in the fight. So it's like, if you win and you're boring, like that might not be good for your career.
Yeah, I was reading a profile on Justin Gaethje actually the other day, and he was saying that how his goal wasn't to be the best fighter, it's to be the most entertaining fighter. But then he also took a couple brutal knockouts as well, and he's like, okay, I actually want to be the best fighter. But that's where he got to where he was today and getting these shots because he is so entertaining. Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
There's a takedown for Eubanks.
Yeah.
And you need a good nickname, like Cheesecake. That's Sarah Morass's nickname. I think that's one of the
Is that actually her nickname?
In MMA. It is, yeah.
How many points do they have so far?
It's not
46.
many.
Well, she could still get up there though.
Dude, it looks like
salary.
Eubanks is trying to go for a smother. She had her hand over the nose and mouth of Sarah there.
Is that a UFC move or just something anyone could do? Does she have? What are they trying to do here? See, this is where you guys and your MMA expertise should take over. You gotta tell me, is that an arm bar that Morass has in?
I just call these all Auntie Anne's pretzels. They all just kind of look the same to me.
Well, one of the interesting things in MMA is there's all these rules about what fighters can't do. So it's like, right now, I'm sure Sarah Morass would love to kick this girl in the face, but you're not allowed to kick up at your opponent in MMA.
It sounds like, Awesemo, that you actually would appreciate a more even pure form of fighting where there's no rules, just total street fighting.
Yeah, I mean,
just the raw, uncut, good stuff.
It's like two people enter, one come out, you know. So
Tina Turner announcing.
Oh man, this
might
is
survive this. Oh,
this is coming down to the wire here.
Wow.
No spoilers, guys.
Nasty strikes.
Yeah. See, that's another part. Now Alex has got me thinking, like, you might need to research the officials.
Yeah,
wow.
Like this could have been a stoppage. Wait, did it?
Oh, shit. They are pissed. Morris is pissed.
Did the bell ring or did he call it?
Bell rung, but like I think if that fight went 20 more seconds, Eubanks gets the finish.
Yeah. I guess it doesn't really matter at that point though, huh?
That's why like the MMA DFS sweat is such a thrill. It's like you never know if it's gonna be over in the next second, or if it's just gonna like your hope is slowly going to drain away from your body as the 5 minutes elapse.
You know what? You guys were talking about like the MMA DFS product. You know what would make a sick card if it was all heavyweights? Where, because those are more prone to knockouts and the quicker finishes, and they're more coin flippy. Like that would be fun if you just had a bunch of 275-pound dudes just knocking each other out in 4 seconds.
I'd be down. I'd be down for that.
How about 275-pound women, man? Let's have some feminism here.
That's really kind of what the theme of this show has been tonight, is proving.
So who do you guys think?
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna win this one?
Who's the? Oh, that's Eubanks fight.
Yeah. What is the decision gonna be?
My gut was right from the beginning. I think it just she couldn't put her out soon enough. So I don't know. If she doesn't get 90 points, I think that's a bad play then, right? Would you agree with that, Alex?
She need more than 90 based on her salary, I think.
She's at 76 right now, but I don't think they've tabulated everything.
Especially because the first 2 fights, both were pretty high scoring.
Yeah.
But you guys, do you sweat by looking at all your live scores? I'm always superstitious. I don't like looking.
Alex doesn't sweat, don't you know?
Robots don't sweat?
No. I mean, I don't think he does sweat during the night. Do you, Alex?
I like to say that I don't, but I'm only human, and I know it's unhealthy, but that doesn't stop me from doing practically anything. So certainly not sweating.
Oh wait, Alex, I totally forgot. I had wanted to ask you about this. I need some behind the scenes anecdotes about your morning news appearance the other day on Chicago News.
Yeah, I mean, like it was funny because it wasn't like a big interview or anything. One of my buddies who plays DFS, Vegas 0205, he set me up with his buddy that does these interviews. So I went on there, and then my girlfriend and her family were all telling me this is like the greatest interview you've ever done, because I was talking to people that I didn't know DFS.
Yeah. What did your girlfriend think about the photo that's right above you right now that they thought was you guys on your wedding day?
Yeah, that's a good question. She was like, I didn't realize I was gonna be in the frame. Yeah.
And so I assume they asked you to send over photos of yourself.
Yeah, so I sent them one of my doppelganger too. Yeah. They were like, what's something interesting about you other than DFS? And I thought long and hard. I'm like, well, I kind of look like Alex Caruso.
You didn't want to say you did mock trial in high school and got banned?
Yeah, that's not one of my high points. It was actually
I just loved that whole thing. Even though it was on Zoom, it like still maintained the entire vibe of the morning news and the ladies that wanted to know about your relationship, and the guys like, no, let's talk DFS. So this is like fantasy sports, but it's every day, right, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, it was funny because she asked me about that photo, and then she's like, well, since you brought her up, like, what does your girlfriend think about this?
Yeah. That's like when it was last Thanksgiving. This guy Pete, he's Rotobon on Twitter, and he does stuff at WEI, the local Boston sports talk radio. And he had me on Thanksgiving to just talk about some fantasy stuff. And my mother-in-law happened to be listening because she's a big New England sports fan, and that legitimized my fantasy stuff for her forever. She's like, I heard Peter on WEI, like, it went from just being like, oh, he just dicks around on the internet doing whatever, to like, no, he was on WEEI. So those local news interviews, they go a long way with the relatives.
That's awesome, man. Well, now you're going to be on national news after this tweet of yours, I'm sure of it.
I know. If you want to hit up that Chicago station and they're looking for someone to come on and talk about their niche comedy TikTok. I mean, I don't got anything going on.
Yo, well, you're definitely gonna be on side action. I can tell you that.
Yeah, what the hell, Spags? How is my TikTok not embedded in there yet?
So Eubank's got 97.5.
It's pretty solid.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
What was her salary on DraftKings?
9,200. So it's not the greatest.
Yeah.
That's gonna if there aren't some big upsets here, like there's no way she's gonna be in the optimal.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some upsets. Yeah, that was like that actually kind of worked out pretty good because I had her in cash.
Nice.
So good enough for cash. Probably not good enough for taking down first. I mean, and she wasn't as high owned as I thought she was going to be. I think I had her.
What was her ownership?
34.5 in the.
Oh well, I was way overweight then.
What? Oh, you did take her?
Yeah, she was my second highest at 65%.
Okay, it's not. I mean, I don't know.
Yo, let me ask you guys something, because I put out there that I think that the main event fighters should be priced higher than their odds should indicate because they're going 5 rounds. And this dude instantly replied, "It's like, no, like we want to be able to get those guys cheap in our lineup. Like you're gonna ruin DFS." What do you guys feel?
I'd be fine.
I love that thought. Just the idea that the way he replies is as if like everyone else was going to get to do one thing, but he wasn't going to be able to roster them, as if we aren't going to all be working under the same playing field.
And like it's such a huge edge that he thinks.
So are you saying you don't think their salary fully is baked into their, estimated projection or whatever?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you'll have like tonight you have Glover Teixeira at 7,200. I mean, he's like probably one of the better fighters tonight, even though he's the underdog, because there's just more outs. Like if it goes 5 rounds, for sure he's gonna get there, even if he doesn't win this.
Yeah.
I wonder how they price it, because if they're projected to go, if they have 5-round possibility, that does like increase their upside. But a lot of times their expected rounds are not that high. So like the Smith Teixeira fight is 2.5. So
yeah,
which is in line with most of the other ones.
I like calculate average fight length for all these, and like it wasn't that much higher. It was like 12.5. Let me pull this up. So like this particular fight, like the main event, highest pace, highest chance of knockout, and when there's no knockout, it's 5 rounds. So I mean, this is a situation where it's going to be a good fantasy fight.
Well, like last week, that Cejudo fight, they were projected to go 4.6 something rounds. So that is certainly one where I had a huge amount of them, where you think, maybe there they should be pricing that up for sure, since you got so many rounds. Like, yeah. I don't know. I think it should be based on the rounds plus the upside. So I don't know how they're doing it, but I'd be fine with it. Or like they do in other sports, like tennis. Like if there's a best of 5, the rules are different than best of 3.
Yeah, that's a good point.
How do they do it in tennis?
Best of 5 has like different amount for aces and stuff. They just tabulate it different.
So they basically just try to do a ratio. So whatever the 3 divided by 5 or whatever, and then apply that to all the point scoring to try to level it out. No, it's like if you get I haven't done tennis in how long it's been, but I think like an ace is like, like 2 points in the best of 5 and like 3 points in the best of 3, because you have less chances of getting aces. Right. So they're trying to do their own GLA based on their scoring.
Yeah, they don't adjust for anything. They just, each one has a different point amount.
I just wanted to say GLA.
Okay. That was pretty awesome. So
yeah. I mean, like I was talking to some of the guys who work at DraftKings about tennis, like before they released it, and they're like, it's taking us a long time to figure out how to like do the scoring. So like the best performers have the highest fantasy scores. And then somehow the same company came out with Call of Duty scoring without any sort of adjustment. So like, I guess they just threw it out the window after Counter-Strike Go because of the public backlash.
Yes. Yeah. I think if the Counter-Strike Go, I think if they would have got the info in faster.
Yeah.
If they would have updated like that, and then the GLA was there after each round, and everyone could see what they're doing, they might not know how to calculate GLA, but they see, I got 12 extra points here, and this guy got 20 extra points, and it's over. Like, and I think people would have got used to it, and it probably would have been better. But they must have just rushed it out, and then that first day, the first couple days, took them like 14 hours to finish the first slate.
I was reading through the DraftKings rules, and one of the things they say is that live scoring is for entertainment purposes only, that they start like tabulating everything after the game ends. And I guess it just took way longer than like anyone expected, because like in Counter-Strike in particular, like they give you the stats of the game in the interface. So like it should be extremely easy. So I just didn't really understand like what happened there.
I mean, even just, okay, say it's not official, but put it up there and then adjust afterwards.
Yeah.
Where that first day they put up there, and then you could be in first place, and then like an hour later you're in 50th place, and an hour later you're like 30,000th or something.
Yeah.
Dude,
like didn't make any sense.
Brian, I don't know if you like were paying attention because you're currently winning, because they're probably like high every day, but we were tied for first in this Rocket League contest last weekend. And then like 2 hours later it updated and like we dropped. So
I did notice that. Yeah. I was thinking about sending you a message.
You guys you were going to try to set up your randomized chalk live stream there if it panned out. But it does, like with the scoring stuff in the formats, I know like for League of Legends that had been around more, but it feels like DraftKings, I guess I just don't know like how their software development process works, but it feels like they should beta test a few different scoring formats, poll people. And I know there's work that goes into it, but you got to think they have the infrastructure to do MMA with a captain slot. Like they have that in place for other contests. Why not beta test it? Get some feedback. I just don't know why everything's always like set in stone once it's released.
Yeah, and they did do that with Counter-Strike where they changed up the scoring like pretty dramatically. Yeah. And I can kind of understand it because it's like I put out projections like the first day of every sport, and like a lot of times I had no clue what I was doing. So like sometimes just getting it out there is better than not having anything, I guess.
We just found the clip we're gonna.
I know. I was just thinking of subscribe to Awesemo.com and then you hear Awesemo. I don't really know what I'm doing on those first days.
Well, I mean,
to your defense, you always make your projections free for the first week or so when you're doing new sports.
Yeah, a little beta testing there.
Here's a prediction I'll make if it comes back this way, where tennis comes back and it's 5 times as big as it normally is because there's no other sports. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but if it does, I think that scoring system's broken too. Because there's just not enough tennis players, like particularly on like the second or third day, to give enough. It'll have too many dupes, especially for like the rec players, because there's no captain in that one either. And I think League of Legends was the same thing, where when they rolled it out, not many people played it, so like the dupes weren't really that big of a deal because there was only 100 people, 200 people in the tournament to begin with, so you could just stack and be just slightly contrarian and. You don't have to worry about it. So they never had to think about it. Then the virus hit, and now they had to think about it, and they haven't changed it at all. But I mean, I don't know how they can change it now.
Well, I have a soapbox that I want to get on right now, but are we still doing a Lolz show, or is this officially MMA?
This is whatever you want it to be. Choose your own adventure.
I think the creep score should be done away with, because support and jungle players get totally burned on that category, and it doesn't seem to be indicative of like how well each player played.
I saw that in a lot of the Twitter mentions in that thread you posted that a lot of people agreed with you. Yeah, I'm fine with that. The scoring, I mean, I'm fine with the mechanics of the scoring, like changing it however everyone thinks. I just want there to be like more combos, and less. Like I think Alex, we were talking over DM. It's like for League of Legends, you could do captain, assistant to the regional manager, and then like 4 flex positions instead of it has to be top, has to be jungle, something like that. And then if you get rid of the creep score and then everything's more balanced, if that's actually true, then you're gonna have a lot more. You're gonna have a lot less dupes.
I like the idea. Yeah, I think that not having to force in like a 1 in 4, which is really 1 in 2 choice, like per position, because you don't want to pick players from a like team that is going against one of your teams. That'll help a lot.
Right.
So obviously the sites are
predicting the internet to go out like I did that one day, and I was right. The internet went out, and I should have won.
Yeah, dude, I'm still hoping that something happens with that situation. I got an email last week that a Rocket League slate in April was judged incorrectly, and then they changed the payouts. So they have the like infrastructure in place to make these retroactive changes. And I mean, the rules, in my opinion, are crystal clear.
You want to know how I know how they have something in place? Because I made like $16 on a few Tanner and Jade slates with that, post hoc ruling.
That's right.
Nice, man.
No, but my question about the issues with there being so many dupes, obviously the like high volume players don't like it. Is DraftKings incentivized to remove the dupes, or are the dupes not an issue from them as far as, expanding their product and their user base? Does that actually hurt them, or is it just indifferent to them?
So here's what's up. Like, from my experience, is that like the people that complain about like slate size are always like regulars. Like the casual players gravitate towards these single game, 2 game slates, like even more than bigger slates, because it's like even easier to build lineups. But at the same time, if there's a way to like have that and reduce the dupes, then that's a win-win.
Yeah,
right.
That's exactly what I think. Like whatever, 1 game, 2 game.
And that's why it's an interesting thing, because I think part of the appeal for League of Legends and why it was able to take off as a DFS product was because the stacking made it such a simple thing for people to put lineups together. They could know that they were getting it in good with a plus EV lineup without too much thought, because they knew the 4-3 correlations were so strong. So it's like, how do you balance that and making it easy for those players who just want to splash around, but also avoiding, hella dupes?
Like that's the only suggestion I have is captain, assistant regional captain, and 4 flexes.
Well, I saw one interesting thing FanDuel did for this Bachelor slate on Monday. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, hear me out.
All right.
So there's 6 players in the player pool, and essentially you have to rank all 6 of them in order from highest scoring to lowest scoring.
That's cool.
Okay.
No salary cap.
So it's almost like this combo DFS tiers kind of thing.
So what do you get out of that here? How many combos?
I don't really like. I just thought it was kind of innovative, and like it was interesting to see them like experiment with this in a Bachelor contest, where the stakes aren't very high.
And so that there's no salaries, right? You're just ordering them?
Exactly.
That is interesting. And how would you do projections for that? if it was a sport as opposed to reality TV.
Oh, for the sick.
Like how like say for this MMA slate, if it was, you know, ranking the top 6 fighters on the slate, and each of those spots had, you know, you got 100 points for I guess you would. How are they doing the scoring? Do you get points for getting them all right, or for getting a single spot right, or how does that work?
So it's a multiplier. So I guess I oversimplified it, because you get 2x for the first pick, 1.5 for the next, 1.4, 1.3, 1.2, or whatever, and then you don't pick one person.
Okay.
So like in essence, you to get the perfect lineup, you have to rank all 6 correctly.
Right. And how many possible fighters / reality show contestants are there?
6. So I suppose the number of possible lineups would be 6 factorial if oh wait, no, it's combinations. So I'm not sure.
Come on, computer.
I suppose it is 6 factorial.
It would be, right? 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, you could say factorial, or you could do what I do and say 1 times 2 times 3 times 4
Peter,
times
my
5 times
UFC stream has ended. What have you given?
You got to
me?
refresh it. We're at minute 53. Johnson versus Moises.
I've caught up, man. I'm at 152.
Oh wow.
What the?
You guys are at 353?
No, I'm at 141.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
Mine's still refreshing. The comments in this
yeah, very toxic.
very toxic.
If you've ever looked at like the level of toxicity in an LOL chat room versus a bootleg stream of any major sporting event blows the toxicity out of the water.
Yes.
I mean, it's
yeah.
not even close.
I don't think it's even it's something a level beyond toxic.
It's funny because you guys were talking about all the toxicity in League of Legends, and I was just kind of like, oh, haha, they're making this funny joke. But then now the pro players are coming out and preaching the same.
I thought I was making a joke, and then I realized it was a real issue.
I kind of thought he was half and half joking, and I just went with it either way. But like, because like I knew there was like, of course, there's like anyone who's had an Xbox headset on, you know, his nose like and been in a chat room, what it's like to go online, like. So I imagine there was plenty of toxicity in it.
Well, Brian, some of us play real sports.
Well, you're a UFC professional. Alex, what if someone really challenged you to a fight, a DFS player, would you actually train and do it for like charity or something, or for cash?
See, I've never gotten the charity contest because I want the real money, and then if I want to give it to charity, you know, I can do that later. But
okay, well, I mean, I thought you were like a Randone type of generous individual.
But yeah, I wanna just challenge people to fights that'll never happen, and that's why I challenge Peter.
Wait, isn't that what Draft Cheat does?
Yeah, I think he's onto something. But the thing is, I challenged Peter to a fight, and then I was looking at his Instagram, and there were pictures of him like in a boxing ring and stuff. I'm like, oh shit, like this guy actually he knows his way around the ring.
That's my secret thing. I keep that low so that when I do actually get into Twitter beef and someone challenges me, I can just snap call.
I got in over my head, but I will still honor this challenge that I made.
You would really fight Draft Cheat?
Well, we'd have to do the cut. So, you know, I saw his training video versus Randone, and he was chugging Natty Light and stuff. But either he's gonna have to cut, or I'm gonna have to really bulk up. Yeah. One of those two.
I would pay like $500 for a pay-per-view of you guys. Like, I mean, there's almost no price that would be too much that I wouldn't pay to watch that.
It's funny.
The only fight I can remember is that poker one with what's his name? Peter?
Olivier Bousquet and
Bousquet, and then who's the guy he fought? Why can't I think of his name?
I can't.
For a while they had celebrity boxing too. Like Tanya Harding got in the ring, I think.
Yeah, Canseco fought a couple times.
Whoa.
Oh wow! Wait,
That's
what?
crazy.
What just happened in this fight? Did you guys see this?
I saw it, but
Which guy was that?
I think well, Michael Johnson lost, so it's what was the other guy? Moises.
Check your exposures.
Okay,
I wasn't too crazy on Johnson.
Dude, it happened with 4:50 on the clock, I think. So
I only had 23% Moises.
It might not score out that well.
I didn't even see what happened.
That was a first round.
Second round.
Second round knockout.
He wanted to take it to the ground early.
He's only 18% owned. Okay, I'm over the field. There.
He just like latched onto this guy's leg or something.
Was it because he didn't let go of the fence? No.
No, he got a tap out. The dude
oh
tapped.
my
yeah, okay.
God! He twisted his leg into oblivion, and he had to tap out.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Oh, he must have tore something or something. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, you could have torn an ACL or something.
That was crazy. That's the thing. When I think about if I was in the ring and I'm like, it isn't even like the knockout that I'm worried about. I'm worried about just like someone like taking my arm and twisting it in like the weirdest direction and snapping it off.
Don't worry, man. I'll never do that to you. I'm put you to sleep.
You would just do the nicest chokehold. you just start rubbing my head. Go to sleep.
You know, I gotta say the crack streams chat is not happy about this.
Dude, you know what's BS, man? I just found a stream that's bootlegging this video.
What?
Yeah, and they're all talking like toxicity about us.
Wow, it's truly Inception.
Yeah, I didn't know we were that popular. I mean, why bootleg a video that's got 30 people watching it? But hey, why not? Yeah, okay.
Well, yo, we're about to do some knockouts, right?
That's right.
I'm not.
I thought we were virtually fighting.
Oh, that's why you came here?
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because I have been, my boxing gym, he's been doing some online classes. And the other day he was like, you guys want to try like online mitts? And it was kind of weird because he was just throwing it up. But like, you know, you're still practicing the combos. And then I'm like, is my connection a little laggy or am I just a little slow right now? But punching at a camera, it's quite a thrill.
Peter is like low key the best DFS player boxer like in the industry.
I don't know about that.
You're trying to get him in a challenge, aren't you?
I'm killing all my action though. I gotta lay low, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, you still could challenge some of the chess.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You're what, 700 elo rating? I'd be in trouble.
Yeah, it would be like just as entertaining. Get us in the octagon and put a chessboard in the middle.
Well, that was like my freshman year at college. There was this kid in our dorm that was kind of this Van Wilder type, and he just like would talk so much shit. Like we'd play ping pong, volleyball, and I said we ended up challenging each other to a decathlon of various sports. It was like I got to choose 5 sports and he got to pick 5 sports. So we were just playing the most random stuff, but it was the only way to settle supremacy within the dorm.
And who won?
I believe we only made it through 6 or 7 events. And then there was a discrepancy on what the final events. He wanted me to play like some obscure video game. I was like, I've never played this. This is bullshit. So then it broke down, but I think I was doing well.
Were you in a frat, Peter?
No.
Okay. That's good. That's
No,
good.
quite the opposite. I was at a private Christian school.
Okay.
I mean, the church is kind of like a frat, right?
In the way, yeah. Like in a way, you know, loving God is the ultimate hazing ritual. I don't know what that means, but it sounded good.
I mean, I think that could catch on. I like that.
Dude, do you think Alex could hop on the memes page with something like that?
What did you go to a Christian college, Alex?
No, I just went to regular college, and I was in a frat. I regret every minute of it.
You were?
Like, now that you guys are shaming people who are Greek, I mean, I feel bad about myself.
I saw your double pop collar picture.
Oh yeah, dude. That is wild. The double pop collar.
So
the non-ironic.
The thing is that I mean, I posted it obviously like as a joke. Like, it was part of this prep party where we were all trying to dress like extra preppy.
Okay, so that wasn't a regular going out attire for you?
I mean, I had both of the shirts already, so
yeah,
you can judge me how you will.
Did you or did you not wear a double pop collar after or before that event?
No comment.
What's the over-under, Peter, on double pop collar shirt?
That's night? What I'm trying to suss out, if this truly was, one of those golf pros and tennis hose parties, or if this was just a normal night out for Alex.
At least he had some style.
Yo, do you guys remember that video that that was popular back then? That was like, yo, I only drink Heineken and Jaeger bombs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, something.
If my new haircut, it's like I just got a new haircut. All my friends, they have the same haircut, and they showed that picture of all those like Guidos with the spiked hair. That was me. Like, that was us.
What year was that picture? The double pop collar picture?
I think it was 2006.
Okay.
It's crazy because like it doesn't feel like it was low tech back then, but like those pictures on digital cameras look so different than like pictures on an iPhone today.
No, because that was right around, because I was a freshman in college, the beginning of 2006, and that was Facebook had just started. But yeah, you had to take your photos on the digital camera and then upload them. And so those photos from like 2006 to 2008 have that like weird transition, a feeling of being like half analog, half digital.
And it's crazy because they all say January 1st, 1990 or something.
Yeah. Oh, just like the default thing in the.
Yeah.
I remember it was like one of my first, this would have been fall of 2005 when I was a freshman, and our school had this like themed bowling night. It was like, they called it superhero bowling night. And so everyone dressed up, and I got someone with their camera took like this sick action shot of me, where the background was just like naturally blurred out and I'm in all my guard. And I like was so excited to upload that to my Facebook page as my like profile picture. Those were the good old days.
Sounds like you had much better profile pictures than me, man. Like, I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah, the double pop collar wasn't doing the trick for you?
I got a handful of likes on that one.
Yeah. Well, that was back when there was no feed. It was just the only comments would be on your profile photo.
Yeah, that's right. And like for a while, like when Facebook first came out, could you interact with the photos and stuff? I think maybe
I want to say I know I got comments.
Okay. The like didn't exist.
The like didn't exist. Yeah, I think it was just photos and just comments.
Do you guys even go on Facebook anymore?
Like I would say once every couple of months.
I'm on there like every day trying to refresh, see if I got any more likes.
You probably have to be on there for your site.
I was going to say, do you guys get a lot of traffic generated from Facebook?
Actually, like it's one of the better social medias for that. But really? I'm not really involved in it personally, but we have some great guys kind of marketing.
It's one of those things too, where you realize there's these pockets of people. There's some people that just hang out on YouTube and that's where they want their content. There's some people who are just on Facebook and are never getting on Twitter, and that's where they want it. So it's like, if you go meet them, but then it's just figuring out, because then those subsets like different kind of content.
That's just too much work. That is just too much work.
Brian, if we're gonna take Lolz to the big time, that's not the attitude we can have.
I did that red circle for the podcast. That's as far as I'm going. This is like way too much of a job. They need to have something though that's just like a one button click, upload all, and then just not have to worry about it and like have it like go to each account, upload.
See, but you get in trouble there because like if you did do that, like there's things where Instagram hashtags work really well, but if you just auto post an Instagram post to Twitter with a bunch of hashtags, the Twitter algorithm basically treats hashtags like spam. So it's like you got to have like nuance across the platforms if you want to be truly GTO. But I know you don't want that level of effort, Brian.
That is, yeah, I appreciate the GTO. But
Peter, that's why you're getting 250,000 views on your videos and we're not.
That's why you guys win $250,000 and I get 250,000 likes that I can't monetize into anything.
Speaking of GTO, what is this new site gonna be that I'm assuming everyone knows is popping up because everyone's leaving all these sites? So there has to be some new competitor to Awesemo.com popping up. Are you scared, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the Justice League's out to get us. Like, we could be in trouble. I mean, individually, they're all good, but together, I mean,
you might have to you might have to fight Draft Cheat in real life after all.
I would welcome that.
Was side action your idea, or were those guys on your staff that pitched it to you?
No, actually, I'm not really involved with side action that much, but I love the idea because it's like DFS is such a niche market. Like having a brand that can reach much more people, there's a lot of value in that.
Yeah, I like the name too. The name's perfect.
Yeah, yeah. I know you're a guy that likes a little side action, so I knew you'd like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but you were right. You are right.
What does he know?
Yeah, I mean, just don't tell my wife I enjoy a little side action, Alex.
The pictures of attractive women seem to come in those posts, the side action posts all the time.
Yeah, that's the bread and butter, really.
I don't know, Peter. That seems GTO to me.
It does, but I think you guys got to think about how you can kind of blend those two markets. What about like DFS player smoke show of the week?
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to see Brick 75 and a Speedo up there, just surrounded by a pile of money. I mean, that's how we get the clicks.
Yeah.
I think people would pay to see that. We put that behind the paywall.
Side action premium.
I mean, we've had Million Makers do spreads before, right? Million Maker winners do spreads.
Don't act like you do this forever, Brian. I know the truth. Need another beer.
Oh my God. So how are you looking in these tournaments? Are you even bothering to look after Villanueva took a dive on you or what?
So I wasn't big on any of the like middle fights. I loved the first fight. And then like all the other ones I targeted were at the end of the card. But dude, did Moises like just put up a dud even though he got the second round KO?
Yeah, I'm trying to see. He got 70 points. Is that like official 70.5?
Oh wow. Well, I saw someone post a thing from the UFC. He had one strike. It was like one strike, one takedown.
Dude. That's all it takes to get it done.
I feel like they should give like a bonus for a TKO or a submission. Submissions
do happen less frequently, I think. So that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. And there's odds for it. You can predict it. It seems like that would kind of balance out if you get the second round knockout in the first 10 seconds. Well, it's an actual knockout, so you're gonna get a bonus. Like you'd still rather get the knockout, with 10 seconds left, but yeah, I'm just surprised. Ever since they rolled this out, I was surprised they never added in a KO submission stat category.
You guys are about to see me at my most raw, my most vulnerable, as Linz, the next fighter up, is my most heavily owned player on tonight's slate.
Okay, I got a ton of him too. He's the highest owned. He looks like
a big beefy boy.
Yeah, big beefy boy. I mean, listen, I wouldn't want to see him in a dark alley, that's for sure. But let's see what the next guy looks like. It's like going to the track, and you go look when they're rolling the horses out before, and you're like, look at that beautiful, gigantic horse. I'm going to go bet on it. But you really have no expertise in handicapping horse races.
Yeah.
I know exactly that feeling. Like, I'll live that.
Do you ever bet the ponies?
So is this your side hustle, your side action?
Yeah, this is no, you can't because the VIG's too fucking high. Oh, they take like 35% of the kitty or
just
40%.
Get it in bad for once, Brian. I mean, come on.
I do. I give action all the time. Just like the damn Bales bet. I got it in bad there.
Oh my God.
Yo, I got 4 lineups. I'm still sweating where I have 200 points with 2 guys. But man, do you guys have any lineups where you got? I guess there's only 2 guys you need so far with.
Who's
Eubanks. Oh wait, no, Eubanks is expensive, so you might not need her. But
yeah,
Kelleher 7,100. You got 94.
Yeah.
And Chase Sherman got 105, so you're definitely gonna need him.
Yeah, definitely Sherman. I got one with the 3 of them. That's my number 1 lineup. Is the 3 of them, and I got 3 fighters left.
I'll never look because I'm just kind of
a
robot with these things.
Well, maybe I don't. Oh. It went a little random, didn't I?
Did you guys play cash for this slate?
I did.
I actually don't play cash. I don't know. Like, do you guys play a lot of cash?
0.
Yeah. It depends on the sport and how much time I have. I did Eubanks, Kelleher, Linz, so I need Linz, Dober, Rothwell, and Smith.
Brian's told me that he gets more of a high from like a big head-to-head win than he does shipping a big field GPP.
Dude, I don't get down with the head-to-heads because it's like people could just Google my lineup.
Do you get lots of invites sent to you or no? I feel like that could go either way.
No one. Oh, I got an invite from Timper 2000 to join his NASCAR contest today. That's my only one. So if you're one of the 30 people watching right now, HMU.
Alex, what do you think about this idea? I think I might have told you this a while ago, a couple of years ago. If they switch head-to-heads, and even further, I'd be fine with like double ups into like a random pool, like Zoom Poker was back in the day, or if they still have it, I don't know. We're not allowed to play there anymore. But all the people who play head-to-heads just join a pool, and you get randomly selected. You can only get selected with the same guy once, right? And then if you have a whole bunch of entries, then you like keep getting randomly selected with people with that many entries. And then that way you don't know who's, you don't like look at the lobby, especially if like a 10-man double up, and then you see Chipotle Addict, Empire Maker, blah, 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 the same names, and with one seat open. Like, I think it like scares away the recreational players. And if you just like randomly matched it and like promised you can only match up with someone once, a whole bunch more people would enter cash games and they'd be a lot more profitable.
Yeah, I think that I like the idea because I mean it'd be a lot more fun. I don't like the kind of enmity of like the head-to-heads where one person has to basically call out another person to play them one-on-one. I'd rather like a random matching like you're suggesting. The reason why I think sites won't do it is because they want to maximize the rake, and that's like the problem would be that like all the fish are entering one time, and then all the regulars are going to be discouraged from entering more times because they just won't be making money on those marginal entries.
Maybe those regs are pretty degen.
That's true. Yeah, they love, dude. I don't understand like these dudes taking like pro head-to-heads. It's like the worst bet you can make because you know the other person's a sharp person.
Yeah, the only reason I end up with that, which happens to me a decent amount, is because if you don't go in and block them,
Yeah.
and then don't remove your head-to-heads before whatever time they allow it, and I'm just too lazy, and I just leave it up there, and then I get matched with Empire Maker or whatever, Wakey and Third Long. I get matched with them a lot.
Yeah. You just answered your own question, man. That's free money for the site.
Yeah, I mean, but I picture it as, okay, you're entering Zoom poker. How many Zoom head-to-head? How many entries do you want to put in? Max 150. All these guys are just going to do 150. They're all going to do 150, and then the first round will be recreational players. The second round will be probably still some recreational players, then some mid-level, and then it'll just be the pros playing against each other.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see.
Oh wow, Lynn's dude, this guy lets his hands go.
Where's his ass? He has no ass. Should be the side action article.
No wonder you'd like more ass so much.
One format that FanDuel used to have was the head-to-head matrix. Did you guys play those?
Yes.
I kind of like that.
What was that?
You enter a 10-person head-to-head tournament. First place gets awarded like they won 9 head-to-heads. Second place like they won 8, etc. So
okay.
I mean, it's like, the idea is you actually play. So, like, let's say we had a 3-man matrix right now. My lineup would go against yours, then it would go against Alex's. Yours would, go against mine and go against Alex's. And then,
like a round robin kind of thing.
Round robin, basically, yeah. And so if you beat 7 of the guys with your lineup, then you won that much of the prize pool.
Yeah.
I thought those were cool, and I wish they would have kept doing them, but no one entered them. But I think like the Zoom idea is just really simple.
Yeah.
I think it's really simple. And I think the way the lobby works, it's like this happened in poker, Alex, right? So like in, 2005, 6-ish, 7, 8, maybe. And then the head-to-head was fine and everyone could play. But then the head-to-head lobbies became like 6 guys who would post 800,000 head-to-head games, and no one would ever play them. And no one. And then it was just like Durr and a couple other guys who would get action, and they'd have to play each other. And that's, I think, why they came up with that Zoom idea.
Yeah, and
was to get around those scary lobbies.
Well, the crazy thing is that poker head-to-head sit and goes became a syndicate, like where there was this piece of software where if you weren't on a list, it would automatically join your games, and like they required people using the software to play anyone who didn't have the software. So like they actually like dominated the head-to-head lobby through a syndicate.
Are you talking about those like Poker Ninja software type of thing?
Yeah.
And where it could read like your history of gameplay, and then sit with the rec players?
Yeah, it'd basically be a list of people where like if you weren't on the list, it would join. If you were on the list, it wouldn't join.
Okay. Yes. All right. Yeah. I think that was pretty late in the game.
Yeah, it was before I like stopped playing in 2000.
Yeah, it was like a bum hutter program, automated program sitter. Yeah. Those should be out. I mean, that's a big problem with poker if it comes back, to somewhat of the level it was like back in the mid 2000s, is the bots and the just the GTO software that's around now. And man, I do not trust new American poker sites to really monitor that.
Yeah.
No experience, right? Like Three Rivers Casino or something, like, we're going to have a poker site. And it's like, it's going to be filled with fucking bots. But I think it'd be nice to have it back.
The nice thing about poker was that you actually had to sit there and play the hands. And if DFS had a format where you went head to head with people, and you actually had to like play a game where you had to respond to like decisions they're making, I think that'd be much more like engaging and like a better way to play like a small field tournament.
Boring. You can kind of do that if you're playing like head to heads or winner take alls in small fields, and if there's late swap, and then you can see like what most likely the player has who's ahead of you. And then if you have the same player, you can just swap to someone else because you have no shot of winning. So there is some things you can do there. But like, I don't know, that stuff doesn't interest me anymore after playing poker for so long. I like the way it is. Honestly, I'd rather just no late swap at all. Just end the night at 6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the no late swap for sure.
Yeah. Would you you mentioned this about a couple times, I think, this sports betting, we're going to have it in Illinois here soon, hopefully. Those kind of like pick 'em tournaments or pools that they're talking about.
Yep.
I think that could definitely be like a good way for DFS players to get in sports betting. Anything where we're competing against each other and the rake's not astronomical, you can probably make money off it if it's popular enough.
Yeah, I think that is just like I think that could be like the way the industry evolves, is because like people want big payouts for small entries, and the only way you can do that is through like a pool like you're talking about. Or I guess you could make people do like parlays or something, but
Yeah.
it's tricky because like if they make you do a parlay, that's bordering on like predatory practice because they're like charging so much. Like a pool is a more fair way to like have a competition where you put in $10 and you get 100K.
Yeah. I think it would be. Here's the thing too, is like, look, this is my opinion. I'm sure they know more than me, but like, I think it's stupid to have these to ban people from your sports book who are winning players, to rake your poker sites so high that like just a small fraction of people could be winning players. Like, you need people to have the expectation that if they work hard, that they could make money at it. And they, I don't think anyone has that feeling about sports books. Like, the vast majority of people just do it recreationally. And they know they're probably a dog, but they're just whatever. They want to bet on sports. And if you gave them that opportunity, A, not banning them, but B, give them these kind of like options of sports betting pools where we compete against each other, or the matching, like Betfair exchange and stuff like that, where there's basically no vig, you're going to get just so many people more interested in it. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but like, that's the route I wish they would go.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like exchanges would definitely be something that would be more consumer friendly, and like they have them in Europe, so it could happen in the US for sure.
I mean, I think the odds of that happening here are less likely because of the way the industry's evolved. So like in Europe, it was kind of, it's been so long, it's been legal for so long, and it was kind of the, wild, wild west where there's just sites everywhere, that they kind of reined it in, where here we were just pure illegal, right? And there was basically no sites, and they're getting through the legislative process. And so the industry is going to be captured more by the special interest groups. So the barrier to entry for people to enter the sports book, did he hit him in
Oh yeah, wow.
He hit him in the nuts, folks.
Nut shot.
Man, this is bad news if you have one of these guys. Like,
you get fantasy points for that?
Definitely. That was significant.
That's a significant strike. Oh, he kicked him too. Ow.
Dude.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes like.
Oh, he's in so much pain. Look at this split screen.
They could call this a no contest, like potentially, if like he's done for the night.
Is there precedent for that? Is that what they do?
Oh,
if like a guy can't continue because of an illegal
look at
strike,
Peter's face. He just turned him to a ghost right there. Oh no, and he's not having it.
Oh my
okay,
God.
All right. He might. No, not looking good.
He's back on his feet.
Those two guys in the audience were laughing. Oh, he doesn't look good though.
Like,
I have a ton of this guy.
Oh my God.
This is hard to watch as a DFS sweater.
Wait, which guy did you have a ton of? Orlovsky?
I had a lot of Lins.
I got both of them because I like figured this would be a knockout either way.
I had 21.
So is there any penalty for a nut shot?
you can get like points stocked from your decision.
For the round. Yeah.
Which is not good if this goes to decision.
But that usually only happens if it's like intentional.
Wow. I
Like
can't imagine.
Do not kick him in the nuts. Gotcha.
Are you a lip reader? Wow, I can't believe we're going.
Yo,
I go right back for the nuts here. Really show that he made a big mistake.
And the first stat they put up is the significant strikes by Lynn.
Yeah. Alex, I should also say we've almost kept you here for 2 hours. You have total permission to bow out whenever you need to.
I thought what would happen is we'd wait until all the like people came for picks leave, and then we drop some serious knowledge on people.
We've been holding our live stream audience here pretty good.
Oh, okay. Well, then I won't empty the
no picks.
clip.
No picks. Oh yeah, I didn't threaten anyone. What do we need? We're at net 12 likes. And we got 26 watching right now. All right, if we get to net 25 likes, Awesemo and Brick will give their favorite NASCAR plays.
I didn't even do mine yet.
Sorry, it's the rule, right?
Peter will give you all the secret trades, the TikTok to hitting the top of the charts on Twitter or TikTok. How about that? How about you give me something?
Yeah, I'll do that.
I want to talk about NASCAR for a second because it's coming back this weekend.
Here we go. This guy never misses. This guy never misses a chance to plug.
Well, no. So let me ask you guys something. It's like, dude, like in my experience, starting position and where a driver ends up at the end of the race is completely unrelated. But they like give all these points for it in fantasy. So like, what do you guys think about that?
Unrelated, but finishing positions predictable.
You're right.
Right? So like I like how that is. There's something in there that's predictable.
Yeah.
And you know, if this iRacing's taught us anything,
what has it taught us, Brian?
If this whole esport experiment has taught us anything, it's that there was a huge edge in just waiting around those last 8 minutes in iRacing and just getting this starting lineup in place, and you have like an edge over like 70% of the field. But with the regular NASCAR, you know that a day in advance, unless there's like in the morning, there can be like cars fail inspection and they're dropped to the back and then they have to decide on where they're scored and stuff like that. But generally speaking, you know it a day in advance. So those guys who the scoring positions there's a ton of chalk and there's not much edge in knowing that. So what do you propose?
Well, I don't have any solution for this one. Like, I understand it was created to like give bad drivers a way to score points, but it just seems like sometimes it just makes certain guys unfadeable and that's not that fun.
Yeah. And especially, I mean, that's another sport where they need a captain, I think. I mean, there's only 40 racers. And there's a decent amount of dupes on those days where there's an unfavorable Kyle Busch starting in the back or something. There's gonna be a whole bunch of dupes generally unless something crazy happens.
Yeah. I think they need to give some of these guys better cars, like, to be honest, because like dude, these guys who are like 40th best in the tournament,
Timmy Hill,
they'll go like 5% slower on average than like the best drivers. So it's like the top 25 will all be within like 1% in speed, and then these 5 dudes will be like 5% slower than everybody else. This is so weird.
And you know how you can tell us because at iRacing, Timmy Hill dominates.
Yeah,
so he obviously is a great driver. I agree with you because like, you know, if you do like when you're doing some modeling for NASCAR, sometimes you'll get like those bottom guys like projected to like finish 25th or something. And you're like, I know Timmy Hill's not going to finish 25th. Like these guys who are long shots, they never, unless there's like a 20 car pile up.
Yeah.
Almost never get up there. They're almost always like 32nd or lower. And usually the only reason they move up a couple is because someone crashed out and it's done early.
Yep.
So yeah, that it doesn't seem even. Like maybe I don't know how they could fix that. Salaries, but then the problem with salaries is they have to release the salaries, a week early.
Yeah.
They don't know the starting positions, but they could make Timmy Hill and them like 1,200.
Yeah.
Something like that, maybe. I don't know. I'm really shitting on Timmy Hill here.
Yeah,
what did Timmy Hill do to you, man?
As you said, he's probably got the most raw talent based on his iRacing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Don't so I like someone who's just starting right now. They took the iRacing data and they're using it to build their NASCAR model. They're like, I can't believe Timmy Hill's only 1% projected to be owned.
Got a lock button, William Byron.
That'll be somebody on Twitter selling their data.
Well, one of your guys' top moments from the quarantine was Kyle Larson getting banned from NASCAR. That was like the biggest consequence of iRacing, right?
No, we didn't mention. We didn't
do that one. We did Bubba Wallace rage quitting. We tried to stay a little PC.
Yeah.
That's true.
We're not like the crack streams chat.
We didn't want to glorify that behavior.
They would have no problem with Kyle Larson.
He's their hero.
They probably love him.
Orlovsky just got a little nut shot of his own there, although it didn't phase him.
Dude,
yeah.
This one, like, I honestly don't know who's winning this. You guys think Linz is getting it?
The people on Twitter think Linz is ahead, and someone posted a screenshot of the live betting line, and Linz was like way up. Okay. It was like -600 or 700.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, maybe that was right after he got kicked in the nuts.
Yeah.
Ooh. Of these kind of like sports that are coming back, Alex, what's your favorite one? What are you happiest about with the ones so far?
It's crazy, man. I really enjoy them all, but my favorite so far of the ones we're playing now is League of Legends. I just like
it is fun.
Yeah, there's something to it. Like we haven't gotten to experience it in its full glory for a while because of the two game slates, but come June, I'm excited.
Yeah, I heard, and I don't know if I saw this, but the LOL championships can be $600K.
Nice.
Did you see that?
That's a lot of money. It's a lot more than the Rocket League slate tomorrow.
Yeah, the Rocket League seems like it's dead. Well, that's what happens when you postpone games and then no one knows if they count anymore, or if you have to wait 24 hours or 48 hours or what. People don't have faith in the product.
So, dude, Peter, I want to get your take on this because I know you said Brian should win like a man, but
yeah,
that was your burner, right?
Yeah. I'll give it to him, Rio. What do you want? What's your question?
But it's like I feel like Brian is just having a really bad customer service experience with DraftKings, and he's caught on the phone with the wrong people, and he needs to just be like, "Yo, let me talk to your supervisor," because he's just not getting through to the people that could make a difference here.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie Falling Down?
No.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and I know you're laughing. I can't believe you haven't seen that with Michael Douglas, Awesemo.
Well, so it sounds like you're trying to pull me in for a KO here.
No. This is more gonna look like what's gonna happen to Brian, but it's basically like a guy who ends up just going on a rampage because he has. What does he get let go of at work, Brian?
I don't remember. I can't remember it's just everything piling up.
Yeah, he like got divorced and he lost his job. But like one of the first scenes is he's at a fast food restaurant and they just stopped serving breakfast and all he wants is breakfast and the clock like just changed. Right. And he's the poor cashier is like, sorry, like we're not serving breakfast anymore. And he's like, I need to talk to your manager right now. And he ends up just going off the handle and just like goes on totally postal. So yeah, basically what I'm saying is if someone at DraftKings doesn't get Brian on the line, someone's gonna pay.
So
Yeah,
the strikes from DraftKings on this Lens guy and what they were showing on the live stream are different. Does that happen all the time?
Well, no, they said like attempted strikes on the screen.
Oh, was it attempted? It wasn't.
Yeah. Did he get a bad score?
It says unanimous decision.
He's got 30 significant strikes on DraftKings, 41 now.
Wait, dude, Arlovsky won?
I think Arlovsky won.
What? No way.
God.
That's insane. There's gonna be some Twitter meltdowns about this. Unanimous too.
Well, I must have read that screenshot wrong then with the
I was gonna say if it's minus 600, minus 700 live.
I had to have read that wrong.
Well, dude, you read it right. The judges just bet on it, man.
I think my heart was reading it with my highest owned guy there.
I think that they really docked Lynch for that kick in the middle of the fight.
I had 150 lineups and not a single Orlovsky share.
I had a bunch of them, but he didn't get a good score. That's the problem.
They were both dead. Yeah. How much Lens did I have? Hopefully not. I had a lot, but I don't know.
People on Twitter seem very pissed with the score. So maybe the live scoring I saw wasn't wrong.
Okay.
Maybe they took pity on him. You take a nut shot, you fight back, and they're like, "We're just gonna give it to you, brother."
Well, you know what?
Mad Lab guy usually has some comments.
I read that Lynn's he came from a competitor to the UFC or something. Maybe they're just trying to they're trying to have that herd mentality. They're like, you're not UFC, you're not getting the win.
That's right.
So you maybe were looking at Mad Lab's Twitter. He said Lynn closed at minus 400 near the end of the round, but he thought he thought it depended on what the judges were looking at.
So no meltdown?
Oh no, I guess he didn't like it. Yeah. 30-27 is some real fuckery. The judges should be fired. The judge should be
That's
fired.
what I was expecting.
Mad Lab goes both of them. Okay. Yeah. So it wasn't just us. Not that.
No, this matters more for sports betting, I think, because that 30 points wasn't going to really move many payouts, I think.
Yeah, I guess. I had him in my cash game.
He was one of the highest owned guys of the night, for sure.
Right.
So how many points did Orlovsky finish with?
Not that many, I don't think, but I haven't seen the final count.
I don't have him in
now,
so I can't really check.
Right now he's at 55.
Wow.
So that's nothing.
Imagine giving someone the win when they only score 55 points.
Really,
it's like, like your second game gets postponed and you're ahead and they decide to play it out the next day.
It's a toxic scoring system is what it is.
Well, I guess that makes Eubanks more likely to be in the top lineup now.
Yeah.
With all these 50 and 60 point scorers. Orlovsky's still at 55, so that's just a garbage. I mean, Moses got 70.5, or Moises.
I wish I was more. Oh, go ahead.
This could lead up to the title fight where if it goes 5 rounds, we see the loser being the optimal.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Do either of you guys have any double lineups?
Not me.
I don't today because the knockout is pretty likely in this one.
Yeah.
How about you, Peter? Did you fight Zach at all?
No. Every week I try to beg Brian if he can give me his blessing to do it, and he always says no.
That's the judo fight, I said. I think.
No, I'm kidding. No, it was the because one of the first I hadn't played much MMA DFS, but one of the first ones I did was that Joanna and Wei Li fight, where both of them were in the optimal. So I've had a hard time getting that out of my head, but I also have realized that was like a once in a generation fight.
That was a good one.
I think that killed like all of my lineups. Basically. And Ike Villanueva guy got you 8 points, Alex. Just in case you haven't looked yet.
Yeah, I knew that was an all or nothing play, so I knew I was gonna get nothing a lot of the
It
time.
wasn't nothing. It was 8 points.
Okay, that's true. That's better than that dude Charles Rosa last fight.
Oh yeah, that one was shitty.
I feel like when everyone complains on Twitter about like guys going like, "Why didn't he catch that ball?" I feel like that with UFC. Why can't fucking Lynn fight better than that?
Just be better.
Man, those first 2 fights with those knockouts, those guys are probably going to be in there.
But don't we think with a funky judge's decision, there had to have been some penalty applied for that nut shot?
Yeah,
that really hurt him.
You would think. It was an accident, though. I mean,
he apologized. Like, what more do they want?
Exactly.
I mean, I think the judges just saw that and they just really felt the pain, and they're like, if that happened to me, like, fuck that guy.
You know, this is Alex's fault because he called that. He called that earlier in the stream. He goes, "It's might be a little too much judges' discretion going on in the MMA."
Yeah, I mean, like this dude at MMA Labs must be watching MMA for the first time if he's complaining about this one.
I think though, you know how with sports, like all like fans have ways of showing that they know the sport better than you. And in MMA, that's saying that the judges got it wrong and that your scorecard was different.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just I mean, like I personally scored a 10-7 Lins in that third round. That's what the judges were seeing.
Oh, of course.
And I don't even know how are they like what is that numerical system? I know it's out of 10, but how like it would make sense to me if they were just counting up strikes and takedowns and there was some actual numerical thing. But where is this scale of 10? Awesemo, I'm asking you. Answer me.
Well, the funny thing is that like this whole scoring system relies on this designation significant, which is inherently a subjective term. So really it's up to just like someone judging it. And anytime that happens, there's a possibility that you're going to disagree with it.
It's like the Russian figure skater, you know?
Yeah.
Bullshit. Yeah, that's pretty annoying.
Twitter says this upcoming fight should be fast paced and exciting.
You know, the same thing I guess applies with League of Legends if there's a chance they're getting paid off is like,
oh, here we go. Brick puts on his tinfoil cap 2 hours and 10 minutes into the show.
No, I mean, I think I did that Twitter poll a while ago, Peter, and then like, you know, what percentage of what chance you think there is of shenanigans going on in the NBA, right? And it's like I turned it into a joke poll, but I think like 5% of reasonable people can say there's probably something weird going on at some point, you know? Like I think there's enough people who would say there's something going on. So in these other sports where they're not making as much money, there's a whole bunch of new people paying attention to them. It's reasonable to think that there could be some cheating going on. But like in terms of DFS and what we can do about it, I think like the Vegas should like figure it out somehow. So like if there's 2 judges who are like notoriously bad judges, then like the line should buy itself down to something more even. You know what I mean?
I mean, they have to calculate the chance of a match fixing in the odds. If there's like a 10% chance that they're going to throw the match, that's going to affect the odds for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it should. They're going to have to buy it down. The people who are spending the money are going to be betting the other line. I mean, they might not be sharp money, but
back when the NBA officiating scandal stuff, do you think odds makers were starting to bake that in for like Donahue games or whatever?
That was pretty small scale.
I think Bob Valguera said yes. Like he
did.
Really?
Yeah, I think he said something about that. I could be wrong. It's been a while, but I think he said he noticed something with refs in general and would adjust for it.
Well, the problem was you wouldn't know which side he was rigging, though.
That's true. But maybe there's something you could do where if he is rigging a game, maybe over-unders can always get adjusted some way.
Sure. Yeah.
Might slow it down or something.
Mhm.
You know, who knows? You just
But,
have to.
I consider myself a pretty honest guy, but if someone paid me money, I'd take a dive in League of Legends for sure. How about you guys?
What's your number?
What are you offering?
I would never take a dive, man. If I was a League of Legends champ like that, fuck that.
Well,
And also, I'm a winning poker player, unlike some League of Legends players. I don't have any poker debt.
Dude, hitting a guy when he's down, man, way on. He's probably got nothing better to do than watch the stream right now.
Maybe, yeah, that or run.
Should I challenge Weon to a heads up poker match streamed on Periscope?
Dude, we should try to get way on one of these streams because like he's out of a job. Maybe we could pay him a little bit.
True. I'd probably have a better chance with Stixay, actually Stixay's mom, but I could shoot for way on as well. What if I tried to get Stixay's mom on the show?
We should get Stixay's mom and Noah Hoffman. Little quad box.
4-man show, quad box.
Dude.
Just Stixay's mom, beat Noah Hoffman. Noah Hoffman beat Stixay's mom.
Whenever there's a chance to take a meme to the next level, you know, you got to do it.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah, it is. I don't know. Like if the live line was going minus 400 on Lynn's there, that's a little questionable. Just bad judging. Or maybe there's something to do with like TV. Those live lines, I don't think are super sharp though. I think the markets are kind of small. I could be wrong. I know like there's a lot of gambling going on in it nowadays, but maybe it was.
Yeah,
just
you would
wrong.
think these MMA lines would be pretty efficient right now.
Well, the thing is, like with MMA, like how do you know it's actually live, right?
Well, that's what you'd never want to live.
How do you know any of this is live? Is that what you're getting at? Is this a Matrix type of thing we're gonna?
Well, no. What I'm saying is, like, dude, there could be someone like at the arena that like knows way more about what's going on than like you watching at home.
I like this, dude. Brick is rubbing off on you, Alex.
But that's the sports books problem. That's not our problem.
Yo, did you guys know that Bruce Buffer, if you pay him, he'll like do audio recording for you?
What is he on Cameo?
Yeah,
something like Cameo. I think he just has his own website though.
Oh yeah, he's too big for Cameo.
But yeah, it's like.
Have you looked into that?
I was thinking about getting it for like a show. It's like, and fighting out of the blue corner, Alex Baker.
That'd be sick. You get like an electronic beat and have him just doing a drop for you.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it would be like your intro for fantasy football, but taken to the next level.
Yeah, it'd be like, out of Chicago, Illinois, wearing not one but two collars, the man of many projections. It's Awesemo, Alex Baker.
Dude, I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, who needs Buffer, dude? I'll charge you. That's yours for $2K.
Oh, wow, that's generous.
Only $2K. Wow.
Yeah. He had a video that got 250,000 views today. Come on, 2K is nothing, man.
Yeah, Alex is my friend, though. Man.
Is there limits on those Cameo sites? Like, can you get them to do it, and then every time you're on your own shows, Alex, you just lead in with that before you come on?
I'm kind of thinking about getting a Tanner Tolbert intro.
Wait. Tanner Tolbert, is that the Millie Maker guy?
Yeah.
I actually know some of these Cameo intricacies because my wife for her school, because they have to do a virtual graduation, and she's been helping planning it. So she was trying to get some like fun cameos for people that do speeches. So she tried to get Stanley from The Office, and he costs $300, and you do have to denote whether it's for you, for someone else, or for
like a business, which I assume, to Awesemo's point, like if you're making money off of it, like they don't want this going in a Toyota ad that's going to be aired all over the country and only cost $300. So I think there is some stipulations there, but he actually rejected the submission that my wife put in. And my theory is like, he's getting so many of these right now that he can be picky and choosy about which ones he selects. And my wife gave him like all these bullet points of like things she wanted him to say. And he was just probably like, nah, I'll just do this one that says, say happy birthday to my sister-in-law. But yeah, it's kind of a weird ecosystem.
I didn't know you could get rejected, man. That would hurt.
Yeah. It's, I bet Stanley's just like, I mean, that's good work, man. If you could, like, I could probably crank those out 5 minutes, right? You read the prompt, you record it in one take, $300. I mean, you could, obviously some of that's going to Cameo, but I mean, you could make an absolute killing if you felt like grinding it.
Yeah.
Dude, this fight is excellent. It looks like they're trying to have a deadlifting competition with each other as the weights.
Oh, I forgot we're supposed to talk about the fight.
Read this comment in chat, Peter. Tell me what it means.
Did you guys stream for UFC 249 making a reaction comp for the Nagano Rosen KO, always time-stamped in link? What?
Okay, not just me then. We did not do a stream for 249.
Right. I understand what all of those words mean, but just not together.
He's looking to timestamp us for when we saw the knockout or something.
Oh, I got you. Hey, MMA KO, my promise to you is if we get a sick knockout, dude, I will do a reaction that you will timestamp and you will hold so close and dear. You will send it to everyone in your life because it'll be that epic of a reaction. It looks like I'm not going to have to give any TikTok tips away because our goal of net 25 likes, and we're just hovering at net 15.
Not even coming close. That's good though. You don't want to give away your secrets early.
No.
Yeah, I think I might add in my TikTok bio that I'll make videos for $20 pop.
You're going to try to bring a Cameo mentality to TikTok.
It's on tap market.
Okay, let's see if I have anyone.
Alex, your username is the saddest thing I've ever seen.
Well, dude, I have the username Awesemo DFS, but then I forgot the password.
User 350175992.
That's a very special number to me. I'll follow you, but it's a pity follow. I can't believe that's your username.
Dude, Ricky Simone's fighting like he saw that decision last time, and he's not gonna leave it up to chance.
Yeah, you know, you gotta wonder if that does make these guys change their fighting strategy.
Yo, do you guys know, like in UFC, they have to get judges from like the local mixed martial arts authority or something? So it's not like the same judges for MMA like week to week.
Because of the coronavirus or just in general?
In general, it's like I was watching one event like before Corona, and they were like, well, these judges are like appointed by like the Las Vegas
Gaming Commission or whatever.
Something like that. Like Las Vegas Martial Arts or something.
Yeah, that seems like a bad situation.
Yeah.
Waiting to happen.
Yeah, as opposed to just flying your best refs all around.
Right. Yeah. And getting some like consistency everyone knows, because they do that in boxing, right? Like there's always like these notorious boxing refs who like don't give the same type of scores each time, right? Am I right about that? I think so, right?
Yeah.
What I'm hearing from you guys is that you guys are both eager to add in some reffing inputs to your MMA models.
Yeah.
You could.
Brian's ready to go right now.
I mean, it's just the sample size isn't very large.
Is that even? Can you even find the data of which refs did which matches? Would that be scrapable?
I think it is on the UFC site, but there's just not enough. There's just not enough data to tell you anything. Like how many times? I mean, especially if they're picking these guys up from their local MMA gym. There's no point. And boxing's not a DFS sport, which I'm surprised they haven't gone down that route yet.
I was gonna say. I mean, I guess because a typical. Well, I guess they have a similar amount of fights on a full boxing card, right?
Yeah. Plus, I'm sure there's fights in Australia and Russia and Europe. Just run 3 of them.
And you get more data points. You're getting more strikes, more rounds.
Yeah.
Obviously you're not getting like takedowns, but you're getting the volume of punches is pretty good.
Yeah.
I would definitely play boxing DFS.
Yeah, it's weird because like once every year or two, there's this one boxing match that people hype up a ton, but then like you never hear about it for the whole rest of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys think that Tyson Holyfield thing is going to happen?
Oh,
Tyson making a comeback.
I didn't even see. Well, I saw Mike Tyson wanting to make a comeback, and then the only video I saw was Tyson Fury's dad challenging Mike Tyson. Did you see that video?
No.
It was really funny because he's got that thick. What are they? Are they Irish or British? Just a super thick accent, and he was really worked up challenging Mike Tyson. But what, he wants to go against Holyfield?
I don't know. I just saw something trending. Holyfield Tyson 3 or whatever it would be 4.
Sounds like something you'd read on Side Action.
Oh, coming up tomorrow.
But yeah, I hope Tyson's been working on his game since '91 because I was able to take him down pretty easy.
the Mike Tyson's Punch Out, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
That was a pretty solid game.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick Fisher in the chat is very excited for our reaction. This reaction is going to be amazing and one of the greatest moments in Awesemo/Lolz history, guys. We need a knockout bad here that people need.
I don't know if it's gonna happen.
No, there's not gonna be a knockout here. No way.
Really? I thought Borg's throwing, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, let's take a gander, shall we?
Borg is way behind in this fight. Like I could see him trying to go for it a little harder.
There's like a 23% chance of a knockout in the fight,
So
according
you're
to Vegas.
saying there's a chance.
Pretty.
Yo,
fairly low.
if we cut, we could get in the ring with these guys. Are they flyweight?
These guys, I think, were bantamweights, maybe. Yeah, bantamweight. Which I don't know what that means, but I do know how to say bantamweight.
I thought your goal was to challenge people who you have 0% chance of fighting against.
Yeah, these guys might take you up on
These
it.
guys might not turn you down.
Yeah.
Well, Simon is like smiling as he throws his jab. These guys, this is kind of cordial. They're having fun out there. Do you think anyone, like when they're ever grappling and in one of, my Auntie Anne's pretzel holds down there, do you think anyone ever talks shit like that? Like you got him someone like this and you're like, you piece of little shit, you ugly little motherfucker.
Didn't Khabib do that to McGregor?
Oh, yeah.
I think he was pounding him in the face while he was talking shit to him. If I remember Joe Rogan talking about that.
All right, guys. I think I'm out of the Lolz.
No, we appreciate you coming for this marathon live stream.
This was epic.
It was good, dude.
Well, we took over for Rogan. I think we did our part.
He should probably watch his back. I mean, it's I can just see the viewers kind of funneling from his. I think, right, if you're a Joe Rogan subscriber and you're watching this, I recommend unsubscribing right now from Joe Rogan, smashing the subscribe button, and we're gonna give you a better product. Brian, you wanna should I close it down for all of us?
Yeah, let's close her out. I think 2.5 hours is good enough.
Yeah, I mean,
my lineups were doing better. I might be more interested.
Yeah. Patrick Fisher, real quick, did ask you, did you ever get that 30K brick twisting the knife?
I did not, Patrick. I did not.
How much were you winning? I thought it was a lot more than 30K.
I think it was 37.
Okay.
Well, who's keeping track?
for that one.
Yeah.
Don't give up the fight, man. I think that you can get this money. It's not gonna be easy, but
all right. Yeah, I guess maybe I should try harder.
Yeah, I mean, dude, think back to the times where you called your cable company and they're like,
Oh my
"We're
God.
gonna need to run around, right?"
They were the fucking worst, man. Then you're starting to tilt me again.
You could buy a lot of cable with 30K, Brian. All right, guys, this was lots of fun. We might have to run this back for another fight down the road, even if it doesn't fall on a Wednesday. Special thanks to Mr. Awesemo Baker, 6'2", DFS projector out of Chicago, Illinois, for joining us tonight, and for our producer Taylor, for my co-host Brick75. I'm Peter Overzet, and this was